Hi there. I hope you came prepared because today I'm going to punch you out. Okay, I'm really going to show you a few of our punches and give you some tips about how to use them. I'm going to be working with our pinking hearts, corner, and border punches, as well as our scallop trim corner and border punches. Now, first of all, I want to show you a couple of features of these punches. One thing I love is how trim they are. We can't be too rich or too thin, right, ladies? See how the punch can be locked to make it even trimmer for storage? There's a locking mechanism right here on the bottom, and that's when it's unlocked. And if you lock it in place, it makes it flat so that you can store it more easily. Also, the punch has a label on the front so you can easily select the one you want to use. Another exciting feature of these punches is the corner and border punches coordinate, so you can actually punch all the way around an accent piece or layer. Let's look more closely at the corner punches. I want to just show you how this is the pinking hearts punch, and I'm going to turn it upside down. Just put my paper in, and you're going to notice that the way these punches are designed, you can actually stick your paper clear in, which would make for an interesting corner. There's a reason for that, and I'll talk to you about it later on. I'm just going to line that right up, punch that out. The fun thing about this is you get a lot of fun heart graffiti all over the place. And look at that darling flare, that darling corner punch. Let me show you this, how cute is this little sample. We just used the scallop corner punch to make that one. And with the Whisper White cardstock, you can actually punch through both at one time, both layers. Isn't that fun? Now, another thing about the scallop corner punch that you can do is you can actually make it, you can punch all the way around a little piece to make an accent piece or layer. Let me show you how to do that. You have to begin with a 2-inch by 2-inch square of cardstock. Now, the way to do it is you have to punch opposite corners. So you stick this in and punch, and then go to the opposite corner. One thing I have found, I don't know why I do this, but I'm teased all the time, that sometimes I lock this accidentally when I punch. So make sure you keep that in the unlocked position. I'm the kind who turns off my lights every time I turn on my windshield wipers. It's crazy. Okay, then after you do the opposite corners, you just go back in and finish it up. And the last one, you want to just make sure that you've got it lined up just right. Punch it out, and you have this cute little accent piece. Look how great that looks on top of a contrasting piece of paper. Now, just so you know, it only works with the scallop corner punch. It doesn't work with the pinking heart punch. I have to make sure you know that because I don't want you to be all frustrated and hate me for not telling you, okay? Now, I want to play with the border punches and show you how amazing they are. I'm going to use the same piece. Now, here's something that is a little different than what we're used to doing. To use these, you actually want to look at the top side, okay? You don't want to turn them around and look at the bottom like we're accustomed to. Let me show you why. I'm just going to start a punch here, and that's crazy. Well, I'll do it anyway. You're used to me being crazy, right, people? So I'm just going to punch. Now, I want to line it up. I've got to keep this side flush with the bottom, but I've got to line this up. If I wiggle that around, I can see exactly where there's a silver piece on there, and I can see where my pattern is and line it up and just move it all along, okay? That kind of looks crazy because I made those two punches work with each other. So let me show you how great it is, just along a straight edge. If you do that all the way along the edge, look at that great border that you get. Now with the pinking heart punch, you can actually begin a little bit into your cardstock and end a little bit in, and you have a completely different accent. You can also obviously punch it clear to the end and just have the cute zigzag. Very simple to use and a lot of fun. The only downside at all is you do get a lot of paper confetti that you have to play with. So I'm just going to sweep that onto the floor. I'll let somebody else vacuum that. I hope that that works at my own house, but so far the maid hasn't showed up. Let me show you how cute this looks on just these simple projects. Cute little love note here with the scallop border punch along there. Just adds some pizzazz. And then I also think this one's darling with the pinking heart punch. We just used it and made this accent along the bottom. Now I think this is really a multi-purpose project, so I have to show you. On this side, we decided to use it as a love you much punch, a love you much project, I mean. But we decided we didn't love the person all that much, and they were really just a dear, kind friend. So I recommend that you recycle your projects. Maybe if you want to give that man in your life a hint, he's moved from being the love of your life to just a kind, dear friend. Now you've got a project to show them if you need to. All right, kidding aside, let me show you, just for fun, how you're going to combine the corner and border punches. Now the key here is you have to let the punch determine the size of the paper. You can't pre-cut any size paper and expect it to just be able to cut a perfect border around it. So let me show you. For this, you should start with the corner punch and then work your way around the paper with the border punch. I'm just going to start on this one. I'll start with the corner punch. Whoops, that's not the corner punch, this is. Just punch out my corner here. Okay, got a little attachment there. Now, I'm going to slip that in and I'm going to line this up. Now I'm going to do it so I can see it, then I'll show you. I got to get the silver in the right place. Then can you see that I've lined that up exactly right there? And on this side, I've got it tucked clear down to the bottom. It's very important as you start cutting this piece out on this side, it's really important that you make sure this side still lines up with the bottom of that over there. Okay, so I'm going to punch. I'm going to take this down again. Now remember, I got to look at it first. I got to get my silver all lined up. Then once I get it lined up, I'll show you. There you go. Punch. I'm almost to the corner. It's really, really important that you line these up. You follow that silver pattern and get yourself all lined up exactly correctly. Okay, just a tiny end there. Now you can see where I've got a problem. I can't just corner around that because I've actually cut that off. So I'm going to put my corner punch in again, and I'm actually going to lose a little bit of this paper in order to get it lined up correctly. Let me show you how that works. Okay, first let me just illustrate that if I just stuck that in, you can see how that doesn't line up. I'm trying to get this right here lined up with one of my scallops. So I'm going to put the paper in a little bit further and let me just line it up and then I'll show you. Okay, to line it right up on top of there. And it's important to make sure that it lines up correctly along this side and up along that side. In just a second and I'll show you here. Okay, you see that? Once you've got it all lined up, you take the plunge and you punch it. You pull it out, you go, whew, I am so good at that. Now you've got this little edge right here. You need to cut that off using your paper trimmer. And I'll pull that over here. And it's important that you just go right along that edge that cut there. Get rid of this guy. Now I'm going to repeat what I've done before. I'm going to line this corner up with the pattern here. I'm going to show you, my dear friends, and I'm going to punch. I'm going to line it up again. Can't forget to show you, my dear friends, and I'm going to punch. And then I'm just going to repeat that same process. Let me do one more corner because they're the trickiest parts, okay? So again, I have to go in and see how that actually looks like it could line up, but if you can see, there's a little space right there. That means that that border is not going to work for me. I have to go in to this second scallop. Let me line it up and then you'll see it again. Bonnie has to talk to herself. Okay, now you can see. I'm going to punch it. And then you can see I've got to cut in. So do you know what I'm saying about the fact that if I had planned my project to go this wide, I've now lost just a little bit more. This is about 1/2 inch. So it's really important that you have to just be flexible and kind of know this is going to be an important accent piece. And so you're going to have to plan the rest of your project to go around it. But the good news is, if you do it that way, look how absolutely darling you can come up with this really cute card. Now again, we started by deciding, by using this and having a general size in mind, and we created that to go along with it, okay? Be patient when you combine the corner and border punches. When I began, I had a hard time adjusting for the corners and making my sides even, but after some playing around, my confidence and my skill improved. If you plan to stamp directly on your punch layer, I recommend you punch first, then you stamp. I know these products really pack a punch, and I encourage you to give them a try. Thanks for watching.